Heavy rains just woke up every weed in your garden, and here's the problem. Spray them now and you're flushing your money down the drain. Here's why. Your weeds need 8 to 10 hours of complete dryness to actually die. But they're coming back. So what do? I'm Nick Federoff, the first radio and television personality ever inducted into the Green Industry Hall of Fame. And I'm about to show you a trick that controls weeds in 15 minutes, even with rain in the forecast. This changes everything. Stick around to see how. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Here at the thingsgreen.com Botanical Gardens, we have experienced a whole bunch of precipitation, aka H2O, aka rain. You know, cats and dogs flying from the sky down into the ground, saturating the soil and waking up weeds. I mean, if you think about it, that's exactly what happens, especially where we are located, which is really kind of interesting because we are located within an hour and a half to no more 2-hour driving radius of every single growing zone known on the USDA map. Yeah, pretty wild, huh? Well, with that being said, the rain has come and it's going to come again. We're expecting more rain, but in between, there's dryness. And the interesting part about all this dryness is that the weeds will start to grow. Now, there are two different kind of weeds, just like there are different kind of plants. There's broadleaf weeds and there are narrow leaf weeds. Some of them have gone dormant and some of them have not. In fact, there are weeds that go dormant in the summertime, and then there are weeds that are alive in the summertime. There are weeds that go dormant in the wintertime, and there are weeds that are alive and grow during the wintertime. So it's a catch-22 kind of a thing. That's why we have perpetual weeds growing all the time. So here at the thingsgreen.com Botanical Gardens, the weeds have started growing, and they are about yay tall right now, and we need to jump on those as quick as possible. But wait, if there's rain in the forecast tomorrow, maybe in an hour from now, what do? How do we attack these things? Because if we were to take and just to start spraying those weeds with any kind of chemical, shall we say, then it's just going to wash it away. So do we actually take and spray those weeds right now and waste our money? Or do we wait until we know that it's going to be 100% dry? And we don't know it's going to be 100% dry to spray the weeds, because you need anywhere between 8 to 10 hours of complete dryness in order for weeds to absorb the killer, the chemical, inside of its system. Now, it takes much longer in cooler months to translocate through that system into the roots to kill it off. Okay, so obviously I'm talking about glyphosates here. And when I say glyphosates, you might as well be saying horrible, terrible things. But people still use it. So if you're going to be using glyphosates, it's going to take a longer period of time in order for it to work. And it may not work at all, because if you've sprayed it and there's too much moisture, or it gets washed off, it's not going to work at all. Now, the nice thing about glyphosates is that when you do spray it and it hits the soil, it basically turns organic. It doesn't work on soil. It only works on green things, but it takes a longer period of time. Glyphosates work really well in the wintertime, I should say spring and summer, and even into fall. In other words, when the weather is warmer, it works really well. However, not everybody, when you have the rain, I should say, chances are the glyphosates aren't going to work. So what do? Well, there are really two major things that, I'm holding up 4 fingers. There are really two major things that can happen over here. Number one, it is possible to spray something that is organic, an organic weed control, and it's possible to use vinegar. Very possible to use that, because those two actions and those two different types of approaches will take and do what I would recommend next, which would be using propane. I'm a big fan, when used properly, of using propane to kill your weeds. Now, the chemical action, or I should say not just the chemical action, the organic action and the propane action, which is organic, by the way, works kind of in the same way. In that every weed, I don't care if it's a broadleaf weed, I don't care if it's a narrowleaf weed, it is going to have a waxy coating on its leaf. That's what it has. That waxy coating, if it's destroyed, then the weed is going to die on the top. It's not going to die in the ground. It takes a lot of applications in order for it to die in the ground. It doesn't translocate like a glyphosate will. It stays right on top of the ground, and then it grows up again, but it grows the next time a little bit weaker. If you hit it when it's really small like this, boom, it'll happen. Now, with a chemical, I should say with an organic spray, you have to wait for it to dry. Otherwise, it's going to take 2-3 hours in order for it to break down that waxy coating. That's why I'm a fan of burning the weeds. Now, the whole thing here is that we don't want to put our propane on there and burn it down to the ground to a crisp. Number one, we're not pyromaniacs. Number two, that's not going to do any good. And so what we want to do is just basically brush. We want to lick. We want to lick the flame of that propane right over, or that flame right over the weed, slow enough to where it burns off the waxy coating, but not fast enough, but not slow enough to where it actually burns the weeds. We just want to touch it real quickly. This right here is the safe way to do this, because you don't want to be burning something and have flames coming off of your weeds, and the next thing you know, your garden shed, your garage, your house, and other structures are up in flames. You need to really be careful with this. It's not something a kid should do, even though I've taught my grandkids how to do it. All right, so you want to respect the fire, respect the flame. Now, I don't want you to get a little tiny hand propane torch thing with the little itty bitty like this. There are devices that are on the market that you could find, and they have long handles on them. Some of them are 24, 36-inch long handles. I have a couple they have two big flamethrowers, a center flamethrowers. And when I say flamethrowers, I'm not talking 20 feet. I'm talking, probably around a foot or so. You use a lot of propane with that. Now, some of these propane weed killers can use the small tanks. I use the refillable tanks. This way, you're being much more sustainable. There's a very special way on how to fill the propane tank up in, again, the small ones. It's a special tank. Anyway, you could find that kind of stuff. Send me an email and I'll tell you where you can get those. And then anyway, you would just screw it down, take in and do what you got to do to burn off that waxy coating, and that weed within 15-20 minutes is going to really poop out on you, and it's not going to grow, it's going to die off. Then it'll grow again. Why? Because there are weeds under, there are roots underneath, and those roots will grow. But it's the best way, as far as I'm concerned, in order to take care of and kill off weeds in a rainy period.